Hello, this is It's Mental Podcast. How are you? It's been quite a while since I'm back. So life got in the way. I was quite busy with comedy, with producing shows, doing festivals. So in the past 1.5 year, I kind of abandoned this podcast. But lately, I have this urge to get back to it. So I'm back. A few things to announce. The first thing is that I got diagnosed of ADHD since a year ago. That was really helpful. Um, I I went for the diagnosis because I want to try out the medication. At the end, I don't really like the medication. It doesn't work well on me, but just having the official diagnosis really helps with me because I think in the past, although I knew I have ADHD, um, the fact that I don't have an official diagnosis really gave me imposter syndrome. I have to defend myself. I have to persuade myself, okay, I'm not gaslighting myself. I'm not imagining it. It's an actual disease I have. So I think the with the official diagnosis, it gave me peace of mind, which I really enjoy. Um, I also have more and more severe symptoms of social anxiety, which brings my next point. I decide to quit comedy for a while. Yeah, it's a little bit exaggerated, not quit comedy, but quit comedy production for quite a while. I just had a burnout. When I look back, I realized part of me has been refusing to acknowledge the fact that I'm not happy. I'm not happy about my work for quite a while already, but it was very hard for me to accept it because, previously I had a burnout multiple times from my uh, former corporate life. And at the end, I decided, okay, I am in the wrong environment. I'm not happy. I don't like my job. And I want to quit my professional job to start to do comedy as a full-time comedian. It took me lots of determination and really work hard to make it happen. And I thought I found a career for life, but then I'm not happy again. It's very hard to accept. So I think myself suppressed the feeling. But then eventually one day I look back, I realize I can't hide anymore. And I realized I thought I achieved my life by being a full-time stand-up comedian. But in reality, I'm not a full-time comedian. I'm a full-time comedy producer. I spend most of my time organizing shows, do communication, marketing, promotions. But I have very little time for being creative, despite being doing this thing full time. I rarely have time to sit down to write or make new program, new material, or new ideas. And I feel myself I feel myself plateaued for quite a while. I don't have um, like a really interesting ideas. I don't really experiment with things anymore because doing the production work and host the shows myself, I need to always think about the crowd energy and the donations, so I can't really just go relax and try out something completely new, which really really limited my creativity. I don't really feel happy about it. So one day I look back, I just realized, okay, this is not what I want. I need a change. Also, I just lost all my mental capacity to follow up on lots of work. So here I am. After I thought I found a career for life, I'm back to the beginning, try out new things again. It's really intimidating, but it's intimidating because I'm already almost 35 years old. Um, I still haven't found a balance in my life. I feel scared. I feel uncertain. Then on the other hand, I'm not that scared because again, I'm 35 years old already. I have been through a few things in my life, and previously, every time I have this feeling I have to change, I was able to make the change and was able to power through. So I think with time, my learning curve is just so strong. Yes, it looks like I'm starting from beginning again, but I already learned a lot of things about myself. I already know how to adapt my life relatively fast. So I think it's not really the same process all over again. At least that's what I'm telling myself. I'm trying to be optimistic. So what I do after I quote unquote quit comedy, so from now until the end of July next year, I think my goal, my focus would be on mostly two things, two three things. It would be doing festivals, so Edinburgh Festival, probably more festivals in Canada and in the US. On top of that, I want to really focus on to start my career as a YouTube creator. I made this decision. For me, it's kind of also like a breakthrough because as a stand-up comedian, uh, of course, it's very important to put content online. But I I had this stress, I had this goal in my mind, but over the years, I just never had concrete inspiration. I never knew what to do. Then I look at my peers, most of them do is to do crowd work when they go to shows and then upload the uh, video online. I don't really like it. I don't find it that attractive. I just don't feel it click to me. But I am really into AI technology. I've been a paid user on ChatGPT since day one. So I am really open-minded and eager to explore. And since a few weeks ago, I discovered Sono AI and Leonardo AI. I realized the technology is there and there are so many interesting things I can do with it. And suddenly, just a mental block kind of switched in my brain. I realized, okay, um, I don't have to limit myself with the title of stand-up comedian, because previously, by default in my brain, when I thought about content, I always think about putting stand-up comedy online or making comedy online, and that adds a lot of how do you say, burden or hurdle on create things, because it needs always need to have a punchline. It needs to be really funny before it counts as comedy. But one day when I was just playing around with the AI tools, I realized, hey, I'm a creative being. I have so many interests. I and also my point of view on the world could be really interesting for some people, because on one hand, I'm Chinese, I'm native Chinese, but on the other hand, I have been lived in the Europe for over a decade. I speak good German, I speak English, I can um introduce different cultural sense to different words. For example, just a few days ago, I made a video called Chinese Kendrick Lamar. So it's about the Chinese rap music and how an artist he really used this music form to help to uh, make those people without voice, to help them to express themselves, and I find that really inspiring. And from this, I see lots of hope from the Chinese underground creatives. Um, but I previously was not allowed to make content like this, because this is not comedy. I don't have punchlines for it. But now I realize, okay, I don't have to have punchlines on everything. I have interests on lots of different things other than comedy. I now I want to learn more about hip hop music, both the original American hip hop music, but also the um, flourishing Chinese underground hip hop scene. I also want to introduce the Western people about lots of cultural memories I have, and I also want to discover and explore with other artists about mental health topic. So I am a creative being. I'm not owning stand-up comedian. I think this sort switch is really really empowering. And so I'm going to do content mostly on YouTube, because I'm myself is a user, is a consumer on YouTube. Because of that, I understand more what is good and what is not good. I think it's better to start with a media, a platform that I actually familiar with, than let's say go on TikTok or go on Instagram, which I'm not a consumer there. I think it would be quite hard to really create good content if I don't use the media myself. And another thing I want to try out is to use more AI tools to create content. For example, I now have a German language channel called Frau Kartoffel on the Deutsch Lernen. So Frau Kartoffel is a character I developed, and through her point of view, I'm going to make collections of different types of German learning material. Um, and that's really a fun project. Previously, without AI, I wouldn't be able to make tools content like that unless I really, really, really achieve like perfect pronunciation with my German. But now with AI technology, 11 Labs, it can use my voice to create perfect German language dialogues from script, and with Perplexity AI, I'm able to do better research. And then combined with Cloud AI and ChatGPT, the script writing process is much easier. I think previously, content like this is um, owning the people who are uh, native speakers or really, really high level learners who achieve to the level of uh, late native level. Then you can have the ability to make videos like this. um, but the downfall is the option is so little because so small amount of people can achieve to that level. So the content are not so diverse, and lots of them don't have good quality. And for me, I've been learning this language for so long. I really, really know uh, what what kind of content would help for people who's learning German, at least for people like me. For example, one thing I really, really wish I had when I was learning German was content with bilingual subtitles. That's how I learned English. It's so much easier. You just watch a set of videos, either movies or TV series, but with bilingual subtitles. At that time, I had both English and Chinese, and the first few times I watched them, I could not understand much other than the Chinese subtitles. But then after a while, a few times you understand the context, then you can start to learn those vocabularies because you see both English and Chinese version. And then after watching the same thing like 5 to 10 times, you get a feeling of the phonetics, of the pronunciation, also the tempo of speaking the language. And for me, it's really, really a great tool to learn. But when I start to learn German, there are just no such type of material or content. And now on my channel with Frau Kartoffel, all the all the video are with bilingual subtitles. So I think that's really, really helpful. And I also make content that I wish I could able to consume when I was a language learner. For example, I just using the help of AI technology, I just transcript the DDR, one of the DDR news program called the Actual Camera, which is a daily news program every day at 7:30, I believe, to 8 p.m. every day in the East Germany. So this episode is um, on 9th of November 1989. So it was the same day as the Berlin Wall fall, but Berlin Wall fall on at 11:30 p.m. and that episode of Extra Camera happened at 7:30. So it was 4 hours before Berlin Wall fall. And this episode of news program actually uh, accelerated triggered the fall of Berlin Wall because everyone was watching the news program that night, and they were confused. They understood the message from the news program about the travel limitation. So with all the confusion, they rush onto the Berlin Wall, and yeah, so it's really cool. Previously, I was not able to understand it until maybe end of B2 level, but now with the bilingual subtitle on both English and German, people who's just learning German, they can already, like even at A1 level, they can already watch it, understand this part of culture and history. But then throughout time, when they reach to B2 level, it can be a listening practice easily. So I'm really excited for the possibilities. I also want to do more content uh, from my own channel, Moni Zhang. So I want to discover more about mental health, doing different project and different aspects about mental health. For example, I plan that in August I'm going to Edinburgh Fringe Festival, right? That's what I do every summer. So this year I plan to go there, and every day I will record an episode of podcast every day. Um, and throughout the festival, I'll be able to record more or less around 20 episode. And then once I come back from Edinburgh, I have content to edit to post online. I think that's really a good idea, and also a good idea to talk with other artists. And to be honest, I have some plans, I have some direction, but if I'm honest, I'm also really, really scared. I'm so scared that once again, after I found my dream job, I thought once again I'm burned out. Once again, I decide I have to begin anew to start something completely new. It's intimidating. Okay, I realize I want to add a little bit more about the reason why I quit comedy, quote unquote quit. I think another reason why I want to quit, quote unquote quit comedy, is that with the production, I just don't like myself anymore. I get so easy to be triggered. When I'm at my comedy shows, I'm angry, I'm resentful. When other comedians arrive late, or want to switch the lineup, or want to make change last minute, and I just realized I'm always complaining about comedians. I feel drained. I just I don't like this version of myself. So this is another reason. But there's a third reason, which is I had fall out with a comedian friend. We were really close for quite a while, and we were doing a project together. But during the project, we had some conflicts. And at the heat of the moment, she said to me, she said, Moni, you are rude. You hurt people. You hurt people, and others are all talk shit behind your back. And that really, really got into my psyche. And in the past few months, I often hear this really negative voice inside of me repeating this sentence, and my social anxiety got worse and worse. When I go to other people's shows to perform, I just don't know what to talk with other comedians, with the host. I have to uh, bring a Game Boy, like just focus, like pretending playing my game to block myself out so I don't feel awkward. And I have social anxiety. I feel like everyone is talking behind my back. Nobody likes me. So this has getting really, really stressful. And I'm like, okay, um, I need to help myself try to find a way to cope. But for now, I just really, really want to take a break. So with this podcast, I'm going to also explore more also around the tool of AI. For example, I might not be able to always schedule a guest on every episode. So each week I will have a few different focus points I want to discuss. And then I will use AI to ask me questions, to prompt me, so to make the conversation a little bit more interesting than me talking alone. Also, I think later I also want to come up with a series of content about using AI to helping with mental health when mental illness issues. For example, how to use AI to cope with procrastination, or how to get by, how to get a minimal daily work done with the help of AI. How to cope with anxiety, for example, with German paperwork, all kinds of things. I think that are the things I'm interested in, and with more experimenting while I make those content, there will be more ideas being generated. So I'm quite looking forward to discover. Okay, cool. Now is 26 minutes mark. I think I will talk around 10 more minutes. I asked ChatGPT to ask me a few questions. I will go through with them to see if there's anything interesting. So I checked, nothing is really interesting. So instead of that, I asked Cloud AI to write a rap song about burnout, and I made it with Suno AI. So now let's enjoy our following song about burnout. I'm about to blow. Running on empty, got nowhere to go. Push to the limit, now I'm moving slow. Trying to keep up, but my flames burning low. 24/7, grind don't stop. Pressure building, about to pop. Used to shine, now I'm just a prop. In this rat race, I'm bound to flop. Gotta step back before I crash and burn. Take a breather, let the world turn. Recharge my battery, it's time to learn. Balance is key, that's the lesson I've earned. Burnout, can't get out, I'm about to blow. Running on empty, got nowhere to go. Push to the limit, now I'm moving slow. Trying to keep up, but my flames burning low. 24/7, grind don't stop. Pressure building, about to pop. Used to shine, now I'm just a prop. In this rat race, I'm bound to flop. Gotta step back before I crash and burn. Take a breather, let the world turn. Recharge my battery, it's time to learn. Balance is key, that's the lesson I've earned. Step back before I crash and burn. Take a breather, let the world turn. Recharge my battery, it's time to learn. Balance is key, that's the lesson I've earned. Burnout, can't get out, I'm about to blow. Running on empty, got nowhere to go. Push to the limit, now I'm moving slow. Trying to keep up, but my flames burning low. Stay burning low. Turn burning low, turn burning low, turn burning low, turn burning low.
24/7, grind don't stop. 24/7, grind don't stop. Burnout, can't get out, mind's about to blow. Running on empty, got nowhere to go. Push to the limit, now I'm moving slow. Trying to keep up, but my flames burning low. 24/7, grind don't stop. Pressure building, about to pop. Used to shine, now I'm just a prop. In this rat race, I'm bound to flop. Gotta step back before I crash and burn. Take a breather, let the world turn. Recharge my battery, it's time to learn. Balance is key, that's the lesson I've earned. Make it out, mine's about to blow. Running on empty, got nowhere to go. Push to the limit, now I'm moving slow. Trying to keep up, but my flames burning low. Seven, grind don't stop. Pressure building, about to pop. Used to shine, now I'm just a prop. In this rat race, I'm bound to flop. Gotta step back before I crash and burn. Take a breather, let the world turn. Recharge my battery, it's time to learn. Balance is key, that's the lesson I've earned.